Hi, and welcome back to the Everyday Emma channel. Yay!
Wow.
Oh my goodness, it has been a while since I posted anything. I think just over a year now. And this is definitely a long waiting video that I've been wanting to make and just have been putting it off and putting it off. And now here we are. And I'm not gonna lie, I've filmed this already and the audio was not existent. So, what is it like doing a video twice? It's perfect. So we're gonna go for round number 2 here. It has been a while, and yes, my scenery is a little different. I have moved locations, so I'm very excited to film my first video here. And that leads me into the video. Today we are going to be doing 21 things I've learned in my life. The last time we did this was 19, so we kind of skipped a number, but here we are. And I'm excited to talk about this one. So, the very first thing we have on the list is that change is necessary. Now, there is a such thing as good change and bad change, but I'm looking at the change that helps you grow as a person. And one very new thing in my life recently is I have kind of changed career pathways a bit and have now been a fitness trainer for the last just over a year or so now. And that change was honestly at the time I didn't see it, but now looking back was a very necessary change I needed in my life, and I am very happy ever since that. And more information will be told about that at the end of this video. Number 2, your emotions are valid. And this one's pretty important to start out as number 2 because a lot of the times, we disregard what's going on up here, but what's going on up here is just as important on what's going on with your body and your body's health. Because when whether that emotion is anger, sadness, validating them and being like, hey, you know what? I'm kind of feeling sad right now, but it's okay. What can I do to help? And I think just taking a step back and validating how you feel is a really good first step. Number 3, we have allow yourself to heal. Now, a lot of things have happened, and for a lot of people, even before 2020, but 2020 was definitely a hard year, and a lot was going on, and sometimes in life, you have to slow it down, take a step back, so you can allow yourself to heal. I think this is a really important one, and sometimes we need to provide ourselves space so we can talk about things. Let it out is very important, whether that's alone or that's with people that you trust. Number 4, reach out for help. And this is a really big one because I think a lot of the times, we want to bottle things up and we want to not deal with them or don't want to burden anybody else. But let me tell you, when people really care and having people around you that care about you is so important, and it is okay to reach out for help when you are struggling. And honestly, it's important, and people are here. Number 5, we have focus on your own growth first. And listen, I can say as a people pleaser myself, there's nothing wrong with wanting to help people out and giving support, absolutely. But when you're not focusing on yourself first and making sure you're okay and that you're making sure you're growing, it can be really hard in the long term to help someone else grow. And so checking in on yourself, focusing on your own growth as well is so important. And so doing things that you enjoy, way to go, way to go. We got number 6. Mistakes are a way of life. Yes, we are going to make mistakes. I've made mistakes, and honestly, the best thing about mistakes is learning how to grow from them and become better, a better person. And sometimes you gotta make the same mistake a couple times, but ultimately, when you grow and you learn from those mistakes, that is true. That's really just true growth in itself when you can learn from your mistakes. And I think that's really important. And in life, you know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at some point. And kind of goes into my next one. Number 7 is to forgive yourself. And that can really tie into the mistake. The first part is forgiving yourself and being like, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. I'm aware of that. But now it's time for me to say, hey, it's okay. How can I be better? What can I do next time? And I think that is a really healthy way going about forgiving yourself and moving past your mistakes. The next one we have is number 8, which is don't be afraid to change careers. Now, with this one is pretty relevant to what's happened since the last few videos I posted. I have made a little career change, and I know people are like, well, you're only 21. I get it. But truly, you can change your career at any point in time in your life. And yes, it might be harder the longer you've been doing a job, you have more responsibilities. But at the end of the day, what's really going to get you through the day is happiness. And no, I'm not saying that you're always going to be happy, even in a job that you really, really like. But ultimately, as long as you have like some sort of little bits of successes and a little bit of like, hey, I did something and I'm proud of it. And I think that is really important for long-term happiness. And it can be scary to change because you don't know if it's going to work out. But hey, I didn't know this was going to work out, and I would be, you know, a trainer for the last just over a year now. So you never know until you truly try something. Number 9, we have always give love. And this is a really big one because I feel like, you know, lately too, there hasn't been a lot of love. And I think it's important to show each other love because you honestly never really know what people are going through. You know, you don't know what that person walking past you in the grocery stores, what their life is like, you know. Maybe they look upset, but, you know, why judge them right away when you don't know why? You don't know what their life is like at home, their job was that day, like you don't know. And so showing up with love on the table is really important. And just even asking, hey, how's your day today? You know, something so simple, even to a stranger, just it makes the biggest difference. So try it out sometime. The next one we have, number 10, is fuel your body. Food is good. Yes, food. Yummy.
Great.
Tummy yummy.
Wow.
Not sponsored. Food is good. I realized, especially when it comes, you know, making muscle.
Muscle.
Food is good.
Food is good.
Food is good for muscle.
Good for
Yeah.
muscle. Yeah.
Food is good. I like it. Number 11. Now this is a big one for my overthinkers, okay? Focus on what you can control and not what you can't. Let me say it again. Focus on what you can control and not what you can't.
Oh my God!
Because it is so easy to get wrapped up in the things where we're like, but what if this happened? Well, what if this happened? And honestly, you're going to drive yourself crazy. So focus on what you can do right then and now. What can you do? And I promise you, it is going to free up so much space in your brain. So focus on what you can control, not what you can't. And that leads me into number 12. Now, this one is kind of a new one too, and a lot of people feel this, and most people, everybody's gonna feel this at some point in their life. You may feel alone right now, but you are not alone. And honestly, going through life, you never know who you're gonna meet. So how do you know that you're alone? You know, you have people that do love you and that care about you. And that first person is you. So you're not alone. I know sometimes our brain likes to play tricks on us and say, ha, you're alone. But you're not. I'm looking at you. You're not. And we have number 13. Action leads to progress. Now, I know it can be really easy to, for example, I'll use a metaphor like going to the gym and not wanting to go when motivation's low. But one small step of action, whether that's just standing up off the couch, whether that's putting on your gym clothes, pretending, that will help. Little bits of action can lead to massive progress in the long term. And just that little bit of action gets the ball rolling and leads to more action. So trust me on this one. Take a little step, you'll go a long way. Number 14. Self-care is not laziness. When you need to take a step back and just exist as a person, you're not being lazy. As long as you are taking that time to reflect and you're taking that time and using that time not to scroll on your phone or sit at the TV, but to use that time for internal and external growth, whether that's cleaning your environment, whether that's writing in a book, whether that's doing something for yourself. Those times are so, so, so important and so underlooked, or so overlooked. It is important to make that time for yourself. Yes. Number 15, self-talk matters. What you say up here matters a lot. You might be like, well, I'm not saying it out loud. But when we say things in our head like, gosh, I'm so stupid, or why would I do that? You buffoon, it over time, you're going to start to that'll become your reality and how you think. And sometimes even how others perceive you. And let me tell you, what you say in your mind to yourself does matter. And I like to catch myself when I'm maybe going to say, oh, Emma, that was stupid. That's not really nice. Would you say that to someone else? So don't say it to yourself, okay? Yeah. We have number 16. Your past does not define you. And now, yes, this can be taken in many different ways. Obviously, if you did something really bad, we might have to talk a little more about that. But ultimately, this one really ties in with number 4, allowing yourself to heal and to forgive yourself because mistakes do happen. So to not just define yourself with your past, but to look at yourself in the future and define yourself in the present. Define yourself in the present and look at yourself in the future. The past is the preacher. Am I just rhyming now? What is this? The past is what's already been written, okay? So you got more. What am I saying now? Oh my God. Okay, we can do this. Number 17, invest in yourself. This doesn't have to be just money, even though, yes, investing money and saving is good, but to invest time into yourself. Invest yourself in your hobbies. Stuff like that is so important, and it feeds your soul. And investing time to yourself time with your friends, with things that are important to you. So invest time into yourself. Then we have number 18. You deserve love. What just happened to my screen? Oh, there we are. Yay! Okay. Number 18. You deserve love. And this goes back to giving love. We need to make sure we have love for ourselves first. Now, I know, giving love is beautiful and that is something that we should always do, but you need to give love to yourself first and be open to that. And sometimes the love that we're supposed to have for ourselves can be the hardest love to reciprocate. But I'm telling you, give yourself love. And it's not always an easy journey, but take time with it. Because you also have to build a relationship with yourself. And sometimes that takes time alone, but you're not alone. Nah. Number 19, use resources. So just like gaining support, having support around you and reaching out when you need it, you have resources. Use your resources around you and be smart about it, because you'd be surprised on what you can achieve with what you have around you. And maybe things that you didn't know you had around you. So reach out. Number 20, and I really want to emphasize on this one. This one definitely matches very well for being 20, especially last year. Setting up boundaries for yourself. Now, this boundaries could be very, very different and could apply to many things. That could be boundaries for your time.
This was not worth the time and energy I spent doing it. Not at all. Not even in the least.
In my work life. And that could be boundaries with friends, relationships, so many different things. But boundaries are important, and it's good to have them, because when we don't, sometimes it's hard and we lose track of what we're actually doing. So set up boundaries for yourself. Explore that. And the very, very last one that we have is never give up on yourself.
Never, ever, ever give up.
It is a pleasure having you here and being back, but I truly want to say, do not give up on yourself. You deserve to be here, to live on this planet, and to, even if you're not sure what that purpose is, half the time we are always searching for that. And sometimes it's the search and it's the journey that is self-discovering and beautiful. And I know you do feel alone sometimes, but don't give up on yourself. And that concludes our video for today. Hopefully, if you stuck through, I just want to say I appreciate you so much. And I wanted to give 2 announcements here. Announcement number 1, I have taken a little interest in a new hobby. It is a video that I have posted a couple days ago now. Pissed Tonight, the video and song is up now live. My creator name that I made is Fruit Loop. It's Fruitl. Actually, why am I even saying that?
So why didn't I flinch? Because the laws of science differ fundamentally from those of...
My head out here is that I want to say I have recently released a song, which is crazy because I wasn't thinking I was going to do something like this, but I've recently released a song called Pissed Tonight. You can find that right here. And Fruit Loop is, Pissed Tonight by Fruit Loop is now available on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube Music. And I also have the music video on my channel now, so if you want to check that out, I'd greatly appreciate it. It's something new I've been trying out, so definitely hoping for more to come. Otherwise, stay beautiful, stay sexy, and I'll see you later. Love. Wow.